We're about news, commentary, conversations, truth, liberty, and God. We stand for American values and our flag. We believe that the Constitution is a document that fortifies rights already given to us by our Creator. We will not apologize for our love of God and country, ever. We are Right America Media.
Wow.
I love it.
All of a sudden I have the urge to go out and steal hubcaps now.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Shadow Band Podcast. I'm Julie. I'm here with Tyler, Keith, Julian. As always, we're streaming every Tuesday night on ramtv.live, X, Facebook, TikTok. It's June, everybody. It is June. Oh, by the way, feel free. Call in 833-603-TALK if you want to talk with us. Please call. We want to harass you.
833-603-8255. Call in if you would like to talk some shit with us. How did I do?
You did good.
By the way, everybody, we have a special guest tonight, Keith's Cheese.
I have cheese.
Pepper Jack.
Yeah, I have pepper jack. I have the munchies.
Hey, I don't judge. All right,
No,
cheese is good.
Yeah, cheese is wonderful.
So,
What kind is it?
It's pepper jack.
Pepper jack cheese.
It's
All right,
delicious.
I can't hate on pepper jack cheese.
No, how could you possibly hate pepper jack?
You know
cheese?
what's better than pepper jack? Habanero jack cheese.
That is true.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a thing?
But it's hard to find, actually.
Habanero
Pepper jack?
jack cheese?
No, the habanero
Oh.
jack.
So it is June. It is June. We are into another June. Friendly reminder, it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. The rainbow is God's promise, and pride is a sin. We are in another year of Pride Month.
We are.
We are.
We are. Know who's actually upset?
Gays.
Conservative Ant. Yeah, he was. He's
On which realm of it? What is he upset about?
he's upset that white men are white men are upset that he's not celebrating Pride Month.
So people are.
I think it was something like that. I just watched it this morning on the way to work.
So
I might have that wrong. Sorry, Conservative Ant.
He's mad that people are mad that he's not celebratory of Pride Month.
Yeah,
That he's
like,
not
I don't
waving
need
a flag?
Yeah, he's like, I don't need a whole month celebrating the fact that I munch sausage or something. I was like, all right.
I always wonder. So, it's fucking hilarious because I was literally just talking about this with my mom, like earlier today. I was like, dude, I experienced my first Pride Month in the Gas Lamp in downtown San Diego, where one of the biggest Pride festivals in the world happens. I'm down, and me and my boys were like, just got back from Iraq. We're down. We're having a couple pints of beer at the Irish pub right in the Gas Lamp, and all of a sudden we noticed that like a bunch of weirdly dressed people start walking in, and we're like, hey, dude, bunch of gay guys here. You know what this means, right? They're going to try to get us drunk, take us home. So they're going to be buying all of our beers and shit. This is great. We get free drinks all night. And we're like,
Never
all
turned
of
down
a
a free
sudden,
drink.
like, the outfits started getting weirder. And I'm like, what's going on here? And the bartender goes, it's Pride. I go, Pride in what? They're like, look outside. We walk outside. We're like, all right, let's go outside and smoke a cigarette on the patio. We go outside and we're like, what the is
it that
happening
wild
right now, dude? Butt naked people, trannies with their
Jesus.
boobs out, like people walking around with the sausage and dingleberries hanging out. It was like, what the hell did we just walk into? I'm like,
swinging
is this
dicks.
some S&M shit? Like, what's happening? They're like, it's Pride. I'm like, Pride in what? They're like, gay people, trannies, hermaphrodites, every sexual
Oh, them
orientation you could possibly imagine. I'm
So
like,
in other words, just an average
that's the
weekend at
plus.
Pete Buttigieg's house.
it was wild. Like, we walk outside and we're like, I think we should probably leave. This is getting dangerous.
Well, I feel like pride parades used to be like it was just gays and lesbians, just.
It started
but now
out
it's
that
like
way.
people dressing up like what do they call them? The furries.
Yeah.
People wearing the dog
Yeah,
masks and
yeah.
like walking them
Like
on
there was a
fucking
dude with a choke
leashes and
collar
shit.
and shit, and I'm like, all right, I'm not sure what's going on here. And I'm like, one, why are you proud that you're gay? And I was like, I
we have
mean,
straight
good for
pride?
you. Do I get a parade
God,
when my
no,
wife
we
gives
wouldn't be
me a
allowed to
blowjob?
do that.
That's
straight
hateful.
pride, straight. I don't give a fuck.
Do I get a parade every time my wife gives me a BJ or something?
You
Dude,
could.
let's
You could.
do
You
that.
Do you want to?
You could.
Hell yes. Let's do this. We're gonna have a parade in downtown on
Flags
Friday night.
waving.
Hell yeah. I just had sex and it felt so good.
You got to wonder if gay people are actually, anybody is put off. Like, it seems like conservative Aunt is put off by this, right? So if you're just trying to live your life and you're gay and go about your business, you have the right to get married, whatever. Are you upset about the mockery that's been made?
Well,
of
if you are
everything?
upset, call 833-603-8255 and let us know why you're upset.
That was an excellent seg.
Yeah.
Was it?
That
I
was
wasn't even
great.
trying.
Yeah.
It's
Wasn't even
beautiful.
trying.
10 out of 10.
I give you mad props for that.
10 out of 10.
Angry props for that. I've said this before as a terrestrial broadcast host. I've been very careful about the topics that I've talked about, and we've talked about the issues with the radical gay agenda. And I've said this. I've been accused of every possible you're racist and you're this, you're that, and the other thing. So let me state for the record again. I don't give a rat's ass who you love.
Mm-hmm.
If you are lucky enough to find love in this world, God bless you.
Hell yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Love who you're going to love and be the best person that you can be. And I don't think that
Amen.
anybody's going to
Yeah.
have an issue with that.
No.
Again, what it boils down to is people are going to have an issue when suddenly you put your lifestyle on display, and more importantly, you force it down other people's throats.
Pun intended.
If you are an exhibitionist, that's a sexual deviancy, and people have a hard time with that. People don't necessarily accept that, and when you force that exhibitionism onto children and you force the agenda onto children, that's a deviancy as well. And
Yes.
so
Agreed.
deviancies
Yeah.
generally don't sit well with mainstream society. So if you want mainstream society to accept you, and listen, the gay and lesbian movement has come a long, long way.
Yeah.
There was a point in time where, you could not live your life. Now people can live their lives, do what you're going to do, love who you're going to do. And I think that the advances that those people have made really has been damaged by the radical people who are just batshit crazy, who are flaunting the deviancies, who are demanding acceptance, and more importantly, who are trying to politicize this. It's not a political issue.
No.
Leave it alone.
That's why
Right.
there's this
I agree.
movement within the LGBTQ, LMNOP, how many letters can we add this week? The alphabet people, there's a movement to divorce
Yeah.
the T and the Q from the rest of the movement because they're like, look, we got the gay marriage. We got the ability to live our lives. We're able to, get each other's benefits when each other die and be on each other's deathbeds during our last moments. We got the legal representation and the protections now. Now you guys are getting to the point where you're going so far out on a limb that you're causing a backlash that's making people go, I don't want anything to fucking do with you guys. And I'm
Yeah,
looking at it and
kinda
I'm
turns
going,
people
just,
off to it.
just stop talking to my kids about it. Stop
Well, see,
telling me
that-
I gotta agree with you. Stop shoving it in my face and telling me I gotta pay for your operations and shit. I just
Yes.
don't care how you live your life. But once you tell me I gotta pay for it or that you're going to talk to my kids about it, I don't even want adults talking to my
that
kids
I have
about
to
this
feel
shit.
a certain way about it.
Yeah, I don't even want two straight people walking down the street with a parade. Like, I don't want a parade when me and my wife get down. I don't want a straight parade. I don't want a gay parade either. I don't want to have to care what you do in the bedroom.
No, just like he said, like love who you love and just
And
leave
just
it at
be
Leave
that.
it alone and leave it at that.
But there was, and you started to see this back in the late '80s, early '90s, where you had now they're called MAPS, the minor attracted people.
was just
They were
about to bring
trying-
this up.
But they were trying to ingratiate themselves with the LGB community because
That's the plus. That's
and,
the
and
plus.
that's no, because I don't think that community. I don't think that the LGB community wants to have anything to do with that level of deviance.
Well, no, they don't.
But what they were looking to do was, and here's the thing, okay, with in mainstream culture, if you identify an individual and you indict that individual for their behavior. Let's talk about radical Islam. So you have a person who, commits a terrorist act. If you indict that person, then the media and the court of public opinion twists that into an indictment of every single person within that protected class.
Yep.
And so that's how it was. If you pointed out a gay person, it was an indictment of the gay community as a whole. And so the pedophiles, they wanted that. They wanted to have the strength of the lobbying power and the political strength of the LGB community, and they tried to attract themselves or attach themselves to that. And of course, the LGB community said, "Screw you! We don't want anything to do with you. You're criminal deviants."
And you saw that
I've
happen
seen those videos.
over just the last couple
And
years.
you're seeing
You
that
saw
now
them try
with
and do it again.
with the tranny movement. That they don't want anything to do with that.
But you saw that they tried to do it again over the most recent years. The academics and the far left, like tranny movement, were all of a sudden pushing this. Oh no, minor attracted persons. We shouldn't demonize them. Going, no, that's a kid. You should definitely demonize that shit.
Leave the
I'm
kids
fine
alone.
with consenting adults doing consenting adult
Well,
shit.
look at the
children
term.
cannot give consent.
Look at the name.
They can't even vote.
It's not. You can't call him a pedophile anymore because a
it's offensive.
criminal sexual pervert, you're going to offend their feelings. So now it's a minor attracted person.
Fuck their
Hey, Juan,
feelings.
do me a favor if you could pull up and put up on the screen "Gays Against Grooming." I think it's "Gays Against Grooming"
No,
or
Gays
Groomers.
Against Groomers.
Groomers,
Gays Against
yeah.
Groomers. .com and pull that up on the screen. I think this is a perfect example of what we're talking about here. It's
I've seen a lot of those videos where they're like, I don't like, I'm a part of the gay community, and they even said like they were fighting for gay rights back in the 80s and 90s, and they're like, I do not agree at all with the movement that's happening nowadays. Like, you guys have taken it too far.
No, it's like you're actually setting them back.
Yes, exactly.
And
Absolutely.
it's when you look at what's happening within that movement, and now you compare that with what's happening with the advancement of women, and then the damage that's being done by these people who are identifying as women and saying, well, now I'm a guy, but I identify as a woman. They're literally undermining and destroying what it means to be a woman.
Right.
They're
But you see
setting
that.
that movement back.
But you see this happen with every movement, right? It all goes in 4 phases. And I've said it in regard to the feminist movement, but it happens to every movement. Equal rights, then normalization, then militancy, then regression. They're at the point of regression right now. Where now, in order to be gay, you have to be trans. You just can't be a feminine gay guy, or you can't be a masculine lesbian. You have to actually be a man trapped in a woman's body, or a woman trapped in a man's body. You're not allowed to identify. As soon as you identify and you start to have that struggle between societal perception and your own sexuality, all of a sudden, no. You must really be a man trapped in a woman's body. You need to lop your genitalia off.
See, the thing is, though, is that I don't care what anybody says. Mental illness plays a part in this.
Absolutely.
It absolutely. A lot of people, they're like, oh, no, everyone is completely mentally fit.
No.
Mental illness plays a part in this. I saw a clip of a girl saying that she was about to transition to be a man, and she didn't want to, but the what does she call them? Like personality roommates is what she called them, or something like that. Like the voices in her head.
Personality roommates.
Yeah, wanted her
Spicy.
to be a man.
Where
but
did that
she,
term
she
come
had
from?
to
I know, that's a new one.
appease them. It's like you're literally listening to the voices in your head get medicated, because that's you're leading yourself down a path that's going to lead to irreversible damage to your body, and eventually irreversible damage to your mental health. And I think that's medication needs to be pushed. It needs to be pushed. You need to get your mental health right. And
Well, therapy needs to be pushed more than medication.
Okay,
Because
I agree
think
with that.
The common thing that they do is most of these people are already on antipsychotics of some sort.
Right.
And the problem is that the therapy aspect seems to be to automatically affirm the person's identity.
Yeah.
Whereas we don't do that in any other facet of life. If I were to walk into my therapist and say, I feel like I'm a ninja, and I feel like I should be able to go around throwing ninja stars at people and roundhouse kicking fuckers in the face, that my therapist is going to be like, no, don't do that. You're not a ninja, Julian. You're not a ninja. Don't go roundhouse kicking people in the face. If I were to say that I'm a velociraptor, My therapist isn't going to say, go ahead and sew an alligator tail onto your ass and grow your fingers out like a bag lady and start biting people's throats out. They're going to tell me I'm wrong.
Oh my god!
Hey, Juan, do me a favor. I just sent
was a new one.
I just sent an email over. It's a screenshot of a tweet. It should be right on the top of the email pile. If you could put that up on the screen, please. This is actually interesting. I wanted to get your thoughts on this here.
So
as
while
soon
he's
as-
pulling that up, I have people in the comments over on TikTok. Somebody had mentioned, I don't know if you guys have heard this, Colorado is trying to force trans rights in summer camps.
Trans rights in
Yeah,
summer camps.
Trans rights in summer camps.
Just leave the fucking kids out of it.
The
It's that
indoctrination.
simple.
Just tell me what the fuck trans rights are.
It's just like Keith said. It's fucking deviancy.
Just tell me what the fuck trans rights are. Are they any different than, like, you can marry
good
who
question.
you want to marry. You can sleep with who you want to sleep with. You're allowed to go into damn near every building. Yeah, I'm just telling you, you can't play basketball with my daughter. No, you
Yeah.
can't wrestle my daughter. You can't walk into the bathroom with her. And no,
Yep.
you shouldn't have a dude in a female prison or, doing the helicopter in the locker room. Is that so hard?
Nowadays it is.
Apparently, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's something that they
Uh-oh, we froze.
feel like they want to
Yeah.
normalize.
Are we not able to get that up? I don't know if you can. Can you zoom in on this? I don't know how well you can
George
zoom in
Floyd
on that.
moment 2.0.
Yeah. Zoomy.
It's really sad.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Online, you see
All
All right,
trend.
so this is what this is. So it's I'll give out the handle anyway. It's on X. It's at Forrest Van Styke. Gender dysphoria never goes away, they say. The only treatment is to transition, but mine did. Instead of taking my testosterone prescription, I left social media, went to the gym, went hiking, spent time around people, listened to non-woke voices. My dysphoria went away.
Being chronically
Weird.
online absolutely has something to do with that. You're
Weird how
drilling
that
this
works.
agenda, and people are seeing videos, TikTok, Instagram. You're seeing these videos. You're buying into it over and over and over again. If people did get out, people don't want to exercise. America's the fattest, laziest country in the world, right? Like
Yeah.
people got out.
I don't know.
Cheese.
I don't know what you're
There
talking
are
about. I'm just
multiple-
going to sit here
Cheese
and.
is not. Listen,
There are
pepper jack
multiple
cheese.
studies.
You could be doing worse.
There are multiple
dogging a Big
studies.
Mac.
You want
that
to hook me
have
up with a
come
piece of
out.
that cheese?
You
There are
want some?
multiple
Yeah, I'll take
studies
a
that have
piece.
come out talking about
Take this piece you just ripped off.
the
Don't judge
negative
us.
effects of excessive social media use on the brain. And
What
the
am I
fact
doing
that
with
Yeah.
my life?
the more that
You want some cheese, Julie?
I'm good. Here, everybody. This is
there's been multiple studies that came out about the negative effects of social media on the brain.
I'm going
and
to wash
how
this down with a
excessive use
delicious Topo Chico.
I have seen
leads
that.
to
Yeah.
body dysmorphia.
Yep.
And who does it affect the most?
Children.
It affect children,
Yeah.
but young women the most.
Yes. That's
Women
good
are
cheese.
spending on average 6 to 8 times more time per day on social media than men. And which apps are the women most drawn to? So men are most drawn to Facebook and X, and women are most drawn to Pinterest, Snapchat, TikTok, and
Etsy.
Yeah, Etsy. So, but well,
The arts and
Amazon,
crafts site?
Amazon. But for social media sites, it's picture and image driven social media, and you're finding a common issue is body dysmorphia and gender dysmorphia.
Right.
So you're comparing yourself to women who have had tons of work done, or whose entire job is to work out and look good
Right.
and have pounds of makeup on their face at a time, or you're comparing yourself to you have a constant feed of people telling you, yes, you must affirm yourself, you must transition,
Yeah.
you hate your body and stuff, and now you see this trend.
They fall
of
victim to the algorithm.
Exactly, the algorithmic abyss. You have these women who are
That's a great
absolutely
term. I like
gorgeous.
that.
It's actually the title of a book that I'm writing on exactly this issue.
Algorithmic
Plug that
abyss.
shit.
I'm plugging that shit.
like it.
But
I like it.
But I'm writing a book on the negative effects of social media on society, because I think the death of America is going to be social media. It has absolutely destroyed the way we socialize and talk to each other. But when you're having this, what you have is a mass amount of people dealing with extreme social consequences here, where you have now a trend of gorgeous women and side-by-side shots of them having double mastectomies.
Yep.
That, like, I'm sitting there going, oh, I chopped my boobs off and I transitioned. Now I'm taking testosterone stuff, and it didn't fix my depression and my anxiety and my bipolar disorder and my schizophrenia and all this stuff. It actually made it worse, and now I'm suicidal, and then I had to be institutionalized. Like, and they look at the correlation between suicidal ideation, and it goes up damn near like 70% to 80-something% to over 90% the more you transition, the more drugs you take, and the more you go down the affirmation cycle.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the things we've talked about on the other show is the ominous parallels between a phenomenon that was occurring in the late 80s, early 90s, and that was satanic ritual abuse.
Oh, yes.
So you had this concept. Everybody, and this was a hot button topic. If you look this up, late 80s, early 90s, if you were in any way, shape, or form dysregulated as a child, there was a commonality that you were actually the victim of satanic ritual abuse. And the psychiatrists, no, I'm absolutely serious. And the psychiatrists were actually supporting this. So and they were going after, it was primarily the grandparents and foster care parents and teachers. And these teachers were drugging kids, and they were having these satanic ritual abuses. And these kids were dysregulated emotionally because they were, subconsciously they were in touch with, but they were unable to remember these. And so they'd go into these psychiatric sessions, and they'd have hypnotherapy, and lo and behold, they'd start coming up with these fantastical memories. Oftentimes, when you looked at the method of interviewing, not interrogation, but interviewing that these kids went through, they were highly leading. And so the memory is very susceptible to having suggestions implanted if a person is interviewing or asking questions in a certain way. So using a very suggestive interview technique, that these kids were now manifesting these memories of parents and grandparents that were abusing these kids. And the teachers were oftentimes the targets, but the psychiatric community was pushing this. Now, when you start to look at, and here's why are you dysregulated? Why are you unhappy? Why are you depressed? You're depressed, you're dysregulated, you're unhappy because you were the victim of ritual abuse. So that we're just going to assume that that's what it was, and now we're going to go out and do this, basically this really shitty job of investigating this, and we're going to arrive at the conclusion that we hypothesized earlier, which was that this indeed happened. And this is the same thing when you look at this gender dysphoria. Are you unhappy? Are you dysregulated? Are you depressed? Well, you're dysregulated, unhappy, depressed because you're really transgendered. And so if you send your kids who are dysregulated, depressed, or unhappy to our psychiatric professionals, then we're going to run them through a battery of tests that, lo and behold, is going to prove the reason why your child is unhappy, dysregulated, or depressed is because they are indeed transgendered. And so now we have to put them on a cocktail of drugs. Now we have to get them into the hospital to get these Frankenstein-esque surgeries because we're right. I mean, this is it. So
Holy shit. You just came up with an ad for Babylon Bee. Hey, go ahead and run that as an ad. Because that is like, it sounded like a medicine, like a pharmaceutical infomercial right there.
Well, hey. And what happened with the psychiatric community and the medical community as a whole, going back to the 80s, they adopted a disease model. And so the disease model basically establishes the premise that whatever is wrong with you is a disease or a disorder. And if there's a disease or a disorder, then there's a pharmaceutical that can fix you.
Yeah.
And so that drives money to the pharmaceutical industry.
Right.
So we got to get your kids on hormone blockers. We got to get them on testosterone therapy or estrogen therapy. And then we have to send them in for these Frankenstein-esque surgeries, which, by the way, you're pumping an adolescent brain, which is not fully developed yet, full of behavior and psychologically altering drugs. So what unintended consequences down the road, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the road, are these drugs going to produce? What damage is it doing right now in the mind of this adolescent? But then what's going to happen when this adolescent brain, which has been saturated with all of these chemicals, now starts to, for lack of a better term, crystallize? And this is where you're going to, I believe, and there's a lot of psychiatric professionals who believe that that's where the real issues are going to
they're going to be on meds
manifest
for the rest of their lives too, as well. Like, just from what I've seen via social media, like after all these surgeries, these operations, whatever, people are on baskets of different meds. And, to the respect of what you said, it's funding pharmaceutical companies. That's what this all comes down to. It's follow the money with this whole thing. This whole agenda could be for that purpose.
Yeah, because once you get on these medications, you got to be on them for the rest of your
Forever,
life. You're going to
forever.
be forever altered, especially if you get on them during puberty. And that's the nefarious part of this is we're going to hook you on this stuff during puberty to the point where it's completely altered your body chemistry to where you have to be on them. Like a crack addict, you have to be on these for the rest of your fucking life.
I know. I got him showing me notes and
So our producer just held up a sign that says "too many big words." It's upside down, by the way, too. So I had to read that in the inverse.
Why say
too
lot
many
word
big
when
words?
few words do
Yeah.
trick?
Why
So
are the words
too many-
too big?
Yeah,
Why are the
We're
words?
not talking to liberals.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
So I'm sorry if I'm using words that have more than 2 syllables. I know we're
Nerd.
talking
Hey,
to a
you have
TikTok
a low
crowd.
IQ. Did you know you have a fucking low IQ?
Evidently somebody had said combined GPA of negative 3 point. So GPA is so I hate to break it to you. GPA is grade point average. It has nothing to do with IQ because IQ is the capability of learning, whereas a GPA just measures the grades that you've gotten.
You're stupid.
And so if you're talking about secondary schools, basically your GPA, all that does is measure your ability to memorize and regurgitate information upon demand. So
I got 44 likes.
Words are hard.
yeah.
comments because nothing says credible quite
Words
like
words
squashing
words
words
hurt.
with caps lock.
Take off, guys.
Why say lot word when few word do
bye.
trick?
Bye, everybody.
Take it
So
easy, man.
I do got to say, whoever posted that GPA comment is a fucking neo-maxi zoom dweeby.
Yeah.
All right.
Get 'em.
So, well, haven't seen these people talk policies yet because you know what? This isn't a political show. This is an opinion
Exactly.
show on fucking TikTok, man.
Exactly.
So I hate to tell you this. This audience really couldn't have an intelligent conversation about policies. But hey, if you want to have that conversation, 833-603-8255. The phone lines are open for you, Hotshot.
Yeah, this is not a serious show.
That's
We're
exactly what I said to them in the comment after that. We're not a show about fucking policy.
We're
Sorry.
here to. We're
About
here.
Dicks,
We're,
small boxes, and trans rights.
Hell yeah,
I'll
come
tell you,
racing.
I'm
cheese.
here. I'm
And
here.
cheese.
I'm here to make fun of shit. That's basically what I'm here to do.
That's what we're here
And
to do.
and
He's our
tonight,
cheese
To
supplier.
I'm here to eat cheese. So
By the way, that's good cheese. Where'd you get that?
this is from Shaw's, actually.
Shaw's plug.
Hell yeah.
Would you,
All right.
would
You're
you
like,
like a?
they should give you money. You plug their
Is
their
this what we're
seltzer
doing?
water.
Is this what we're doing?
This is Shaw's hot pepper jack cheese.
What a bargain!
It is.
$3.53.
It is tasty. That
is
was
good cheese.
$6.99 a pound.
These three are like if you prompted AI to show the embodiment of spousal abuse. Now, I didn't understand this one. So, do we look like we beat our spouses? I don't have
Or
one,
we
so
get
it's okay.
beat. I
If
didn't
you
like
prompted
your
AI
wife.
to show the embodiment of spousal abuse,
What does that even mean?
you are all terrible people. And
God will judge you.
We know.
Jumbo Jimmer. Is that what your boyfriend calls you there? When
He
when
wish.
you're jimmying him?
He wishes that's what he called him.
Hey, we're just
Dick.
here to talk shit and eat cheese, okay?
Yeah.
And we're almost out of cheese.
Time to talk shit.
You're
We are
terrible
tech-
people,
maybe
and
we
Jad
are.
will judge me. Ashley Babbitt hasn't stormed any buildings or tried to overthrow any elections since the last time. Good for her. Glad her treatment works. Only wish they had given treatment to more of that day to really help this country.
Oh, and their fucking guided tour through the Capitol building.
Yeah.
Come on.
So this person, that MT West, that I think that there's like 4 or 5 different videos, separate ones they decided to comment on. So congratulations, we got into somebody's head a lot. So good job, guys. You're doing great. I'm proud of
Again,
you.
if you want to have a conversation about it, 833-603-8255. Phone lines are
Roll this
open.
up.
So
if you're on TikTok,
Nobody's got the balls to call.
call in.
So
You won't do it.
We got any strikes? Are we still going good? Hell yeah,
Wow.
that's what
No
I'm fucking
strikes
talking
yet?
all
about.
right, well,
We
we
haven't
gotta
really gotten
we
into
gotta
it
crank
too
this
bad.
up.
Hey, I'm on TikTok. Let's
We gotta crank this up.
Since I'm feeling so benevolent today, I'm willing to share my last piece of cheese.
That
with
is
you.
so cute.
We'll split it.
Oh,
Is this our first cheese date?
It is our first cheese date. So, I mean, not to be cheesy or anything, but
that's cute.
so.
Here, you grab one side.
we're gonna tear-
bullet. Who gets the bigger
Oh.
piece?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
here.
Yes, Yes, Daddy.
This is what my life has turned into.
The people of TikTok probably love that.
Juan, you wait all week for this.
There's your 500,000 view clip right there.
Clip the fuck out of that. My mascara.
Yeah, somebody's gonna clip that. We're fucking doomed.
Wow.
You know the
Speaking
best
of
thing.
being
Speaking
doomed.
of doom,
You know the best thing about these cheese bags.
doom scroll. This is a copyright infringement. This
When you fill them up.
Why?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
The acoustics are great in here. So we're gonna jump into our doom scroll. You gotta get me an echo on this thing. Just doom, 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 doom.
Go to Shadowban 603 TikTok.
Oh, we got some people asking where to watch.
Well, they're not going to be able to hear this part, unfortunately, whenever we have.
That's
anything
a great
up.
graphic, by the way.
Oh boy!
I'm trying to track my food.
Here, I'll show y'all.
Jesus.
I'm trying to track
Oh
my
my
food.
God!
Oh,
What the fuck?
What is she doing to her? My question is, somebody's standing there recording it. Why aren't you doing anything about it?
For real.
I know.
Oh my God! This makes me so
where are
upset.
you
Yo. Nope.
Her whole cooties out. Oh my God! This poor lady.
And the dude's just standing there going, ooh, ooh.
World star. Remember that?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was
So
horrendous.
first of all, that person, the woman, the elderly woman who was being attacked. That's felony
Yeah.
battery at that point, because a
elderly
person
abuse, isn't
that
it?
age, that frail, how susceptible to serious bodily injury or death is that person?
Oh my God.
Extremely.
I mean, that's
Extremely.
that's felony. That would actually, that is the level of force, felonious battery, that would justify deadly force to stop.
My thing is, what was the lady doing? I'm assuming maybe, it's a nursing home. Is she a dementia patient? Does she have Alzheimer's? But she's just sitting in the chair. So what was she doing that constituted that?
So here's the thing. People who are in healthcare facilities like that are trained specifically in restraint techniques like CPI, crisis prevention intervention, which specifically teaches nonviolent restraints and nonviolent intervention. There's also a program called MOAB. There is in no way, shape, or form any way that you could possibly justify. That's outright criminal battery. If I were there, I would have buried a fucking fire extinguisher in that woman's head.
That pisses me off. The person's just standing there recording the whole thing.
I was just
going
about to
down,
say that. Like,
and
if
not
there's
doing
any
anything.
indication that we are fucking doomed, it's the fact that happened and not one single fucking person stepped in and
terrible.
was like, maybe you shouldn't do that.
There's only one thing I'm going to say, and this will piss some people off. But
Piss them off.
that poor elderly woman, she was experiencing some cultural diversity.
Oh, God. Juan, what do we have next?
Oh, God.
The fact that this is trending right now. This little last sound.
What fucking rights?
What rights?
I'm so sick of the rights argument. Get the fuck out.
And she's wearing a Yale shirt.
She's wearing-
Kick
yeah.
her the
So-
fuck
You
out
know-
of Yale.
So here's the bottom line with this. If you don't like it, haul your fucking twat down to Cuba. Go to North Korea. They
El
love
Salvador.
you there. Go to El Salvador. They pull a train on you pretty quick.
They got a
Go
summer
over
camp.
to the Middle East. Go over to the Middle East and start flying your. See, here's the thing. They
gonna
talk
turn
shit
this
about
so you
this
can
country.
listen.
They love to talk shit about this country. But what they'll never do is leave because they know that they have the rights to do this. This is all theatrics. You don't give a shit about the country.
No.
You don't even know what the policies are. You don't know what the politics are. You don't know what the issues are. You get your fucking information from TikTok. You're the stupidest fucking
I'm gonna turn
human
this
beings
back.
on the planet.
The argument of rights really irritates the fuck out of me, especially when it comes to women.
Zero
Talking about
rights.
women's rights. If you are a legal American citizen, you have the same exact rights, the same God-given constitutional rights as anybody else in this country, period. There's no fucking women's rights. There's no trans rights. There's no any other rights. It's constitutional rights.
I know. If anybody has lost rights, please call 833-603-8255
What rights have you
and let
lost?
us know what fucking
What
rights
rights?
you have lost.
So
because
here's
I
what
can
you do.
guarantee you can't name any.
Here's what you do. You go to an embassy, you go to a consulate, you go to a border entry station and renounce your citizenship. If you hate
Amen.
this country so much,
Bye-bye.
then go in and renounce your citizenship. And then find another country who actually wants you. Nobody wants you. Nobody wants you when you're a whining little bitch. Shut the fuck up. Realize what you have. Realize that people have actually paid in blood for the privileges
Yep.
that other
Preach.
people would kill to have.
Preach.
but shut the fuck up.
I know, if America is so fucking bad and it's such a horrible place, why is everybody just chomping at the bit to get here?
Yep.
Like, it's so horrible, it's so bad, but everybody's lost their rights, but everybody in the world
Everybody
wants to
fucking come here.
Speaking of that, did you see who did actually leave?
Rosie
O'Donnell.
She
Have you
sure
seen
did.
her, by the way?
Oh, thank
They
God.
want to kick her out. She went to Ireland.
Yeah, she went to Ireland.
They
They
want to
didn't-
kick her
they
out.
didn't even want her.
They don't want to give her citizenship.
No.
Juan, what else we got?
I love that clip of
Can you be racist against white people and can you be sexist against men?
No.
Oh, this
God.
fucking big
God.
bitch.
No. That's reverse racism,
What's-
and I don't believe that exists.
Let's say we were in China.
Okay, Shamu.
Could people in China be racist against white people in China?
We have like no
Or
culture, so like, what are
Wait,
like,
what?
what's the racism about?
White people have no culture?
What's the culture?
Beethoven, Mozart, Chopin.
Mozart was black.
Okay,
Beethoven.
well maybe
Yeah,
white
white Americans is what
don't
you
have
mean.
culture.
What?
Yes, they do. They brought
they were
old
raping and
culture
pillaging.
from Europe, and then
Wait, what?
inside of the United States, all over, you can see collectives of this from Europeans who settled in the South, which has some of its own unique culture. If you go west, it has its own unique culture, and then on the East Coast, same thing. So yeah, they brought over a lot of things, but it was a hodgepodge of European heritages. So there's definitely some culture here in the U.S. for sure.
Don't you think it's kind of racist to say white people don't have culture?
What's the culture? I'm genuinely curious. Like, when you think white people culture in America, what is it? Potato salad, Starbucks,
You would know
PSLs?
about that, wouldn't you?
I don't know.
Potato salad,
Being
you
there
big
for your
bitch.
being there for your kids.
The white people that try to being there for your kids. That was a good one. It took me a minute. The white people that complain about other white people really fucking annoy the shit up. Like,
Yes.
you're white, look in the mirror.
She slept with one black dude, and then
She
that
sleeps
was
with
it.
a lot of black dudes.
That was
Yeah.
it. It was all downhill from there.
That's they type.
Speaking of this, I saw a girl had an argument on TikTok earlier. She was saying that if your wife, coming from a man's perspective, if your wife was about to graduate with her master's degree and your youngest daughter was about to graduate from pre-K, you are to skip your daughter's pre-K graduation and go to your wife's master's degree ceremony.
No.
And that was the argument, saying that, like, if you go to your daughter's graduation, you're wrong. You should you're wrong. And I never thought I would be in a world where being an attentive father and an involved father is a bad fucking thing. That's wild. Her reasoning was to have the daughter skip her graduation and bring her to the mom's graduation to empower her. I asked my wife right after I saw this video, I was like, if we were in that situation and you were about to get your master's degree, and let's say my youngest son was about to graduate pre-K, like, would you want me to skip his pre-K graduation to go to your master's ceremony? And she said, fuck no. Like, I will skip my graduation so we can both go to his graduation.
Absolutely.
Because,
kids
like,
come first, man.
She's like, I'm going to get my degree whether or not I attend the ceremony or not. Like, there's only going to be one pre-K graduation. Right. And I made a video about this, and there's so many people that are just defending it, saying, like, oh, pre-K graduations are stupid. These aren't actual milestones that you should be celebrating.
Yes, you should.
It's like, are you motherfuckers?
No, I'm sorry. If you
Bad
have
fathers.
children, if you have children and you have a spouse, whether it's husband and wife that are graduating from whatever, your kids always come first. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
The kids take precedent in that situation. Always.
Yeah, I don't care if they're fucking walking down with, paper fucking hats and that are covered in glitter and stars that say you did it. Like, never underestimate the power of showing up for your fucking children, being there for your children. Your wife will get over you not coming to the graduation. Your son or daughter will always fucking remember that you did not go, and they're gonna sit in the audience.
They remember that shit,
and they're gonna scan looking for you, and you're not gonna be there, and all the other parents are gonna be there, and they're always gonna fucking remember that.
Absolutely.
Pisses me off.
Absolutely.
Sorry. Side note.
Rant.
What else you got, Juan?
All right, there it is. All 30 about to come outside for the first time. Hey, look at you.
I can't
That was adorable.
hear
That is
that
adorable.
song without thinking of that movie Matilda. Every fucking time.
Oh yeah,
Every
that's what that
time.
was in. That's right too.
That one and the Little Bitty Pretty one. Anytime I hear those two songs, Matilda is what I think of. Which is
The
a great
first
movie.
the first time that I ever saw one of those videos, the rescued beagles, it was to the Beatles. Here Comes the Sun.
Oh,
And it was,
good
oh, it
song.
was
I would've
such
cried.
Oh my god, it was such a tearjerker.
Yep.
My son
But-
loves
Animals
that
and
song.
babies.
Yeah, I hate people, but I love animals.
Yeah. Oh, animals.
Animals
forever
are
to me.
just, and that's kids, children, and animals. And that's the one thing with a career in law enforcement. The thing that just that was the worst day on the job was when it was something that happened to a child or an animal. As a matter of fact, this weekend, Saturday, coming down 93 southbound, and I see this car stopped over on the shoulder, 93 northbound, right after the hooks at tolls, that long straightaway. And there was a lot of traffic, weekend traffic, heading northbound. And I see this car stopped, and I see this woman walking down the shoulder. And my first thought is, what the hell is this woman doing? Like maybe she dropped something. And then I see probably 50 feet in front of her is a collie running down the shoulder of this road. And I'm like, oh my God.
no.
So yeah. And I'm like, so I called 911 just because I'm like, this woman, she's going to need some help here.
Yeah.
And that I felt so bad for her because I could just imagine if that were my dog,
Oh my God.
how I would feel. And of course the dog was, the dog's running away because it's terrified.
Aw.
And
That's terrible.
yeah,
Anytime
so-
I see a dog running down a road or like coming close or like even in like those yards that are like right by the road and they're like running around in the yard, it makes my fucking heart sink. It's like, please don't go in the road. Please don't go in the fucking road. Is this Mishi?
I fucking hate
I
this
can't fucking
buck-tooth
stand
broad,
this
and
lady.
I'm one to talk. I got buck teeth.
with her
but-
butthole neck.
Happy
Butthole
Pride Month. In my
She does
Target
have
that
a
used to have the
butthole
Pride
neck.
section, it's now all
Once she gets the right angle.
USA.
It's pure balloon dodge.
She's like the poster child of
It's an American summer. Except for tourism, because tourism's down because no one wants to come here. USA, woo! And honestly, my dad serves in the military, and I'd love to be really proud of this nation, but it's hard to be proud of it under Donald Trump. But hey, while you're here, pick up a USA bikini. Why not?
which nobody wants to see you in.
I hope she doesn't wear it.
Yeah, Target's really taken this anti-DEI thing to another level.
Listen, go woke, go broke. They saw the outcry and how pissed off every fucking well, not every, but most Americans were last year with all this shit. They learned their lesson from that. If they don't want to lose business, they've learned. They have so much Americana shit in their stores, as they should.
I can't
As they
fucking
should.
stand that lady.
They had, do you guys remember they had like the tuck bathing suits last year?
Yeah.
Like for little boys to like tuck their genitals, like small children.
Oh,
Bathing
yeah.
suits for that.
Yeah.
That was a big to do.
Fucking ridiculous.
Uh-huh. No, go woke, go broke. Sorry.
Absolutely. What is this?
Oh, this is funny. I've seen this. She's cute.
Do you have any chapstick? Yeah, here.
Apply liberally. Equal rights! Free healthcare! Black Lives Matter!
She's so cute. A+ parenting for that child.
Absolutely.
Be careful, you're going to wind up like little AOC. Remember
Oh,
that girl?
God.
Oh.
Remember the little girl that did the
yeah.
AOC impression, and she got. I mean, she was getting death threats. She got doxxed off of Twitter.
Who
Did she
the
really?
fuck does
Yeah.
that, though? Like, threatens little kids because of...
The liberals.
We're fucking doomed.
But
We're
then
so
who was the
doomed.
little 9-year-old boy that would dress up and he was doing drag shows in adult bars? It's like
What?
Dustin or Dexter or
Yeah, I
something
saw
like
people making videos about that and how just absolutely fucking disgusting that is. There was one where they were
that. This one kid, he shows up on who's that degenerate? Ellen DeGeneres. That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, shows up on Ellen. She's oh, look at you, you're so brave because you're letting adults fucking shove dollar bills. You're 9 years
fucking
old.
disgusting.
You
Oh my
deviant
God.
pervert freak.
Anybody who fucking condones that behavior just
What,
erase
but here's
yourself
the
from
thing.
society.
What about the parents?
Move somewhere else.
The parents are encouraging this kid to dress up and go into bars that are populated by drunk adults and do provocative dances at 9 years old.
It's a virtuous
And people are like,
thing
oh,
to do.
this is such
this is
bravery.
empowering. Like, what the
It's
fuck
not
is wrong
bravery.
with
It's
you?
child abuse.
Absolutely.
It's the same
100%.
Unless the parents are just looking to cash in on the kid.
No, but look at the San Francisco
that's
Pride
a real
parades.
aspect of it.
That situation too. You know, it's not a drag show, yes, but look at the San Fran Pride parades. The parents will bring their children there. There's people fucking each other in the middle of the street. There's people naked. There's titties out. There's dicks out, and the parents are doing it because they want to be virtuous. They want to be part of this movement. They want to do the woke thing, the progressive thing.
Oh God!
Putting their children's safety at risk.
Just leave the fucking kids out
So
of it.
you're telling me that if the big beautiful bill passes, I will lose everything. I will lose the bottom surgery that I have been on a wait list for 2 years. I will lose my testosterone. All gender affirming care.
Oh.
Gone. Just gone. And y'all are okay with that. You think that trans people shouldn't exist, so you're trying to eradicate our health care.
How about you fucking pay for it yourself? For real.
I thought you
Instead of
cared
my
about
tax
kids,
dollars.
because like they're about to die.
Oh my God.
Like a lot.
Oh.
No kids are about to die.
So the question is, and I think, Julie, you bring up an excellent point.
God.
Who's paying for it? Because I guarantee you that fat slob doesn't have a job.
Correct.
So who's
or
paying
Starbucks
for it?
maybe Starbucks.
Who's paying for your
work an
hormone
8-hour
therapy? And who's going to pay to have, I can't even tell what that thing is, male, female, whatever, but who's paying for it? Listen, and again, here's the thing. If you want to do it, great, that's fine.
Go up,
wait until you grow up, wait until your brain develops, 24, 25 years of age, and then decide if that's something that you want to do, but spend the time between now and then saving your pennies, work a couple of overtime shifts at Starbucks, so that way there you can pay for it yourself, because my tax dollars should not be going to fund your fantasy. Sorry.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
Exactly. It should not come down to our money supplying it. It's a drag on the fucking the taxpayers' money. It's Chris Mowry actually just made a video. He was bitching about that apparently veterans are upset. They're like, "Oh, we don't get a month." It's like, I mean, we do. We get November. But he was bitching about how transgender people in the military, and that anybody who's against it he was fucking screaming in his car, just a whiny ass college kid sitting in his dad's Audi,
so bad now, I'm telling you.
saying anybody who disagrees with it, they're un-American and they need to leave the fucking country. It's like, first off, transgenderism, at least nowadays, transgenderism in the military is not a good thing.
You're mentally ill. We go back to our conversations about they're mentally ill. They're mentally ill. Do you want that defending our country?
You need when you're in the military, you need to be deployable. Mm-hmm. You need to be a part of the fighting force. If you're in the military and you can't be deployed because you're stuck on fucking hormone medication and antidepressants and all this, you're literally just a drag on the system.
Correct.
And you're not. And another big thing leads back into the antidepressants is you have to be mentally fit. You have to be able to be mentally strong. And if you're struggling and have mental issues and all of this shit because you're struggling with gender dysphoria and all this, that also makes you non-deployable. You are taking up space from people who want to be a part of the fucking fighting force.
You're making our country look weak as well, right? If you have all these people that have this situation, it just makes America as a whole look weak.
It also messes with unit coercion. Like if you have a bunch of people in a unit that are just ready to fucking fight, they're ready to go, they're ready to be deployed, but you have other people in the unit who can't be deployed because they're waiting on this surgery and they're waiting for this or that. That's going to cause strife within the unit. Like, you can't have people within the unit fighting each other before they go fight an enemy. No. Like, everybody has to be together. Everybody has to depend on each other. And it's so crazy that this is the argument, because if they go in the military, at least under Biden's fucking presidency, the military will pay for all of your transgender surgery, all of your fucking medication, your hormone pills, everything.
Good thing they're booted.
And interestingly enough, now you have service members who are returning from overseas deployments that have acute stress disorders, post-traumatic stress disorder. They're not seeking care for that because they're afraid of being labeled as mentally ill and then being subject to firearms confiscation and being labeled as mentally defective on a NICS check, which would prevent them from purchasing or possessing or having transferred into their possessions firearms or ammunition.
Exactly. It's a big fucking slippery slope.
And again, I love the hypocrisy of the left because you can always point out the hypocrisy and say, okay, well, if it's good enough for one, then it's good enough for another. Oh, no, you can't have that. Well, you don't get to selectively apply, rights, and just as you don't get to selectively prosecute people that you don't like. It's either equal for everybody or it's not. Exactly. And I think that's the one thing that I think a lot of people lose sight about when we talk about conservatives. Conservatives want equal rights for everybody. Not equality of outcome, but equality of opportunity. There's a difference between equality and equity. Mm-hmm. We want equality for everybody. Everybody has the same opportunities. We're not going to guarantee, nor can we guarantee, what the outcome of that opportunity will produce.
Exactly. Everybody has to be given the same chance to succeed. Unlike when Kamala was running, she was like, when she's like, if I get elected, not everybody starts at the same place, but everybody's going to end at the same place. Mm-hmm. That's not a good thing. That's not a good fucking thing. That means that if you take somebody who's worked 10 years putting in the work and fucking grinding for something, and then they get it, and then somebody else is going to get it too when they put in zero fucking work.
Mindset. It's a
zero
socialist
work
mindset. Let everybody get the same shit. You could be busting your balls, but everybody gets the same shit. Everyone's equal.
It's just
fuck you.
It's ridiculous. All right, Juan. What else you got? I see a guitar sitting there.
Rough ahead and you're miles and miles from a nice warm bed. You just remember what your old pal said. Yeah, you got a friend in me.
This is so wholesome.
Girl, you got a friend.
I know, what a switch.
Oh my god.
She can sing.
She's belting it.
I got them too.
Aww.
There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. We stick together, can say it through, 'cause you got a friend in me. Yeah.
Aww.
We're not just gloom and doom here, okay?
That's adorable.
That was a nice guitar too. I'm a guitar.
What a sweet little angel face. That was so cute. Some optimism.
And you know what? Out there, here's...
Because when I get my food stamps, I buy food with my food stamps. I like to buy Pepsi because that's what I drink. Pepsi. I buy 2-liter Pepsis every time I go to the market. And I like snacks. I like to snack the kids.
You don't say.
So who are you to tell us that we can't buy Pepsis and sodas with our stamps? We should be able to get what the hell we want to get with our food stamps. Now you want to cut everything and talking about we could just buy food.
Oh.
So we supposed to spend money to buy the sodas and the snacks just to have sodas and Kool-Aid and snacks and juices and stuff in the house for the adults and the children. When will this take effect? Because I better not get messed up for June. I need everything. I want to buy everything with my food stamps.
Is this satire or is this real? Here's a
my God.
Here's a novel idea. Get a fucking job. Imagine that. It's crazy. Like with that situation, with the EBT situation, it's very possible her parents raised her that way. It's people get stuck in this cycle. Like I've known people from the city, from like the Boston area, that the same thing has happened to. Like their parents lived off the Section 8 and food stamps, and then their kids started doing it. And like people just act like they're entitled to it. You can get what you want. You live that lifestyle. But none of us should be paying for Pepsi and candy and Kool-Aid.
Complacency kills.
Get off your ass.
Complacency kills. You're going to get comfortable with those food stamps, and then one day you're not going to get them anymore, and you're not going to know what the fuck to do because you have no idea how to fend for yourself.
Right.
It's a drag on society.
People deliberately cheat the system. Massachusetts
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that the minimum wage should exist? Should there be a minimum wage or should there not be a minimum wage?
I don't think there should be. Personally.
It's a good question. I feel like to an extent,
Well, it would be or it
Why?
wouldn't be.
Well, isn't the argument always if you raise prices, then or raise the minimum wage, then people are going to have to start charging more? If I'm wrong, please let me know. I don't.
Well, I mean, there's an inherent cost, but labor has a value. Okay,
Absolutely.
so people want $20 an hour. Let's say, but what do? Do you produce $20 an hour worth of value to your employer? And Milton Friedman, famous Austrian economist. Before he died, he spoke extensively about how the most racist, not when I say act, I'm not talking about a political act, but the most racist act from an economic standpoint was the implementation and maintenance of a minimum wage, because minimum wages would keep people locked in cycles of poverty, because it doesn't allow them to expand beyond. So you're locked in this cycle of poverty where you're working 40 hours for minimum wage, so you're not taking home a sustainable wage. And I would absolutely agree that the minimum wage today is not a livable wage. But I would also argue there's plenty of evidence that would suggest that without a minimum wage, that there would be opportunities for additional training, and there would be opportunities. Because here's the thing. Every single year, hundreds of thousands of people vie for jobs that don't pay them anything.
Right.
It's called an internship. And why do you get an internship?
For the promise of something better in the future.
Because you have experience. Now, this is going back in my 20s. I was dating a girl who went to Worcester Polytech Institute. Her and her 3 roommates literally wallpapered their kitchen, their hallway, and their bedrooms with rejection letters from engineering firms. Now, they're graduating from Worcester Polytech with, bachelor's degrees, 4-year degrees in engineering, electrical engineering, structural engineering, chemical engineering. And nobody wanted to hire them because their 4-year degree meant nothing without experience.
Right.
And so it's the internship, the unpaid internship, that allows people to gain valuable skills, valuable experience that is far more valuable to an employer than your piece of paper that suggests that you're smarter than the person who's running the business.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
No,
and so, and
isn't always the case.
Milton Friedman has had extensive studies on this and has spoken extensively, or did speak extensively on it. And it's a fascinating concept that the minimum wage keeps people locked in cycles of poverty.
Horrible.
No, it makes sense.
No.
Liberals want to cancel 4th of July?
We
Bring
got
this
some
up
major
right now.
breaking news. So the cancel culture left wants to cancel 4th of July. So the people who in 2025 can't even cancel a fucking insurance policy because the best they can do is cancel a pregnancy, they are planning to cancel Independence Day for the United States of America. Who the fuck do these people think they are, bruh? I mean, our country haven't been so respected in years. In just a matter of months, Donald Trump has the United States as the most respected country on earth right now. I mean, I can remember.
Yeah, so I'm seeing this go all across social media that they want to cancel the 4th of July.
Get fucked.
Get fucked, stay fucked. Get the fuck out.
You ain't fucking canceling America's birthday. Come on.
The entitlement, exactly. The entitlement to be able to complain about your freedom. You have the freedom to be such a whiny little shitball that you can go on social media, you can complain about everything. You have that freedom. You can't do that in other countries. You should be grateful.
So evidently our producer
That was a
is
long fart.
Was that
playing-
directed at me or the cancellation?
Did you
Do you have a problem with what I said?
Can you spin that around so they can actually see what's...
So this is Juan. This is our producer. He's having a stroke. Oh yeah. You see, you guys can't hear what we can hear in our
I'm
headphones.
so sorry.
and there
You were
was
trying to
fart
give like
noises.
a heartfelt sentiment, and all I hear is this drawn out fart undertone in the background.
It's okay.
Way to ruin the moment, Juan.
It's okay. It's okay.
Again, it goes back to what I said earlier, which is if you don't like it, listen, go renounce your citizenship and then go somewhere else. If Mexico is so attractive, go there. If Cuba is so attractive, go
But
there.
it's not.
North Korea, go to North Korea. Go to any of these countries that you think. Go to Venezuela, because socialism is such an amazing thing.
Right. It always works.
Go to Venezuela. Go to Cuba.
Never
Go to
fails.
North Korea.
Never.
And first of all, these countries would never take these people because they can't produce anything.
No,
See,
they would add zero value to the fucking economy.
They would absolutely add zero. And this is the thing. You have to be able to hold your own when you come to these countries, when you go to those countries. You have to have a net worth like Canada. All these people are like, well, I want to move to Canada. Well, congratulations. You need to have a $500,000 net worth. And you also have to be, so you have to be basically independently wealthy, and you have to be able to produce or start a business. They don't want you going over there and leeching off their socialized medicine system.
Wow.
Yep.
Imagine that.
Same thing with the trans community when they're like, "Oh, I hate America. America's so horrible." It's like, dude, go to the Middle East and preach about your transgenderism.
And the women should go to the Middle East. Women should go to Afghanistan. The women that have nothing better to do than complain about their rights, go to Afghanistan, where women cannot receive above a 6th grade education level. You will be nothing other than a wife. You're going to get the shit beaten out of you. You want to talk about women's rights? Go there. Go hang out there and go live there.
Like trans people for Palestine. Is that a new one?
So
he was excited to use that one.
I don't know if you guys want to touch on this. I don't know too much about AI, but somebody in the comments says, what is your thought of the AI push? Anybody
AI
have
push?
input on that? I'm not big on I don't know too much of the AI.
I think it could be good if it's within, without letting it get too out of control. Like everything's already, AI is being pushed into jobs. It's being pushed into social media. It's been being used to like better the algorithms. And I mean, shit, some of the algorithm itself is fucking AI, just like learning about its users, what you want to watch, and then starts pushing all of that more, which honestly, I feel like the algorithm it's a huge downfall for people because they get, especially liberals, they almost get addicted to being mad. Like
they sure do.
They just they watch one video that pisses them off and they're like, oh, fuck that guy. And then they scroll and it's another one because the algorithm's got you now. And it's like, oh, fuck that guy too. And then next thing you know, 10 minutes later, they're walking around their kitchen fucking screaming at the windows and walls. And then they make videos that are just so outlandish and make zero fucking sense.
Is Harry still around, by the way? Does anybody know if
Unfortunately,
Harry's around? Has
he
Keith
is.
seen Harry? Have you seen Harry yet?
No.
Oh, we're
He's
gonna
a
have to
pompous little prick.
show him to you. I was wondering.
I know.
what
Wait,
happened
this
to
is
him.
right. This is left. This is right. This is left. This is right. This is left. This is right.
Are we? Juan, I love you.
I know. I love the soundboard you got. That thing is amazing. Do you preload those before the show? Yeah, you do. That's what I'm talking about.
If you are watching on TikTok right now, go follow Shadowban603. Go follow Right America Media 2. Go
And
on
don't
Ram
forget to
TV.
call 833-603-8255 if you want to talk some shit with
It's
us.
gonna be backwards on here, but 833-603-TALK.
You'll be live on the air with us.
Are you from Long Island?
And fuck no.
You
I'm
just
from
said
Boston.
talk.
Yeah, that was intentional.
A talk. Oh,
Oh God, no, no, not New Yorker.
Okay, guys.
That was rude. Those fighting words.
So to close up.
To
a
close
little
the
bit,
show.
I have 3 videos.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to play a video.
Okay.
And then I'm going to select one of you, and you're the only one who can actually say something about that
jeez
particular
Louise.
video.
Okay.
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 All right.
Okay. Here we go.
So I gotta pay attention.
Esto está pasando exactamente aquí afuera de la Corte Federal en San Antonio, donde esta mujer vino a una cita para seguir su proceso. Sin embargo, está acompañada por el niño.
Agua. Aquí tengo agua. What's the problem? ¿El agua? ¿Dónde no el agua?
Okay, guys, I'm going to provide some context to you guys.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on?
Since that was not in your language. She went to federal court for her immigration appointment.
Yeah.
She came out, and ICE picked her up. That was her kid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Doom Scroll says, Taylor.
So was she here illegally?
She was.
She was? And in her appointment, did they deny her citizenship?
Yes.
Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Correct.
I mean, there's so many videos and so many articles that I've read of people being in the country, and they're like, "Oh, I've been here for 20 years, and now I'm being deported because I'm illegal." It's like, you've had 20 fucking years. 20? I don't at that at that length and that amount of time, the whole thing of, oh, but the line is so long and it takes so long to become a citizen is null and void. That makes no fucking sense after 20 years. If you've been here like a year and then you get deported and it's like, oh, well, I didn't have time. Sure, maybe. I could probably give you that. But if you've been here 15, 20, 25, 30 fucking years illegally the entire time, and you're telling me in that entire span of time, there wasn't one fucking moment where you were like, maybe I should get this shit straightened out. Maybe I should just become a citizen fully. Like, it's nothing but benefits if you become an American citizen. It's not a losing game. It's a losing game if you're in here that long and you don't decide to become an American citizen. It's ridiculous. So I don't exactly.
Okay, that's the end. Okay, for the next one.
I don't feel sorry.
You fucking bitch.
Is your wife still over there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Have a fun trip.
Oh. Hi. I'm up on the screen.
Hey.
My 2 cents
Totally
about
rad,
this.
gosh.
Yes.
My 2 cents about this is we've enabled, so the video is about somebody with a giant trans flag dressed in black smashing somebody's car. Why is it okay to resort to violence if you're not getting your way? Why is it okay for you to act out and be violent? We're not seeing one side of the aisle do this kind of stuff. We're not seeing one side of the aisle get violent. And to me, I don't know about you guys, but it always seems to be one group of people or one side that's getting violent with everything. You're not really getting your message across with your violence. You're stupid. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Somebody said that earlier. You're going to end up getting arrested for doing this shit. I don't know if you're trying to get on a camera to get clicks and be on social media and have people see you. Whatever it is, it's not doing anything. And I think we've entitled these people. They get away with it for way too long, and they've been able to. But this is what we've done to this generation of people. This is how progressive people are. This is the point that we're at with everything. It's violence.
I saw his hands ready on the board. He was waiting.
A Middle Eastern or a sheep?
A Middle Eastern sheep.
That's the sound of the sheep being penetrated by the Middle Easterner.
It would be angrier. Actually, maybe not. Maybe
okay, last video coming up.
The blue chew.
Do they have Blue Chew in the Middle East?
I don't know. Blue Chew.
Poor sheep. Sponsor us, Blue Chew.
Yeah, right, for real.
Where is it?
Short strokes. That's
There
right.
you go.
Short strokes.
Somebody in the
And
comments. Short strokes.
This is actually more historical, and this will surprise our last member.
Okay.
As a teenager, he had a flourishing career as a radio actor, known for his impersonations. He was also valedictorian of his high school class and was fluent in 12 languages, including Chinese, Russian, and Korean. He graduated from Columbia University at age 19 and earned a master's degree from Yale at 21.
I'm trying to figure
His
out who
name
this
was
is.
Sorrel
Oh.
Book, and before the world knew him as the scheming
Boss
and
Hogg?
corrupt
Boss
Boss
Hogg.
Hogg on the Dukes of Hazzard, he served as a counterintelligence officer in the U.S. Army during the Korean War. His specialty was interrogating captured Korean and Chinese soldiers, reviewing transmissions between China and Korea, and debriefing returned and escaped American prisoners of war. Book was also a topography expert, analyzing terrain that was favorable for advancing versus defending, a critical role during the war. "I'm just an ordinary guy from Buffalo," is all he would say about his time in the Army. "Sorrel was the most gracious and humble man I've ever met," said Duke's co-star James Best.
Fun fact.
Wow.
That's cool.
Did not know that.
And with that, we finish.
Doom, doom, doom.
Just a
You got to get us an
blunt
echo.
end.
We need an echo in order to bring in the doom scroll. It's got to sound epic.
I agree.
What a fantastic show.
That was a good
It has
show.
been.
And
Everybody
on that
stay
note-
strong during June Pride Month. Oh, what do you got over there, buddy?
Dump them all in your mouth. All of them.
Been a long time since a man said that.
They're actually not that bad.
Oh my god!
So these are
They're sticky.
so these are eye-watering cranberries. So they don't taste like bleach.
They're actually.
Oh my
I
God,
think-
they look like
I'm
cranberries.
afraid.
No, they're real cranberries. I mean, I think they're really good. I love sour stuff, so I personally don't really think it's that sour, but it's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad.
I was about to dump
They
the
taste
Worse,
like-
worse than crybabies,
Just like craisins.
Crybabies ain't nothing.
or the warheads.
Warheads got a little kick to them, but
So did you ever park a warhead in the corner of your mouth and then you get the chemical burn?
Burn a hole in your
No,
face.
but I used
yeah.
to park a lot of
yeah,
Copenhagen in the corner of my mouth.
That's
Did you ever chew?
no,
Good for you.
no cigars. That's it.
Everyone, Godspeed during June Pride Month.
Yeah.
Yay! It's been
May
a
the
great
force
show.
Be with you.
We are always
Kind
streaming.
of gives new meaning to the term "burn rubber," huh?
Oh,
Do
God.
they use those?
I don't know.
Why bother, you know? You're not getting anybody pregnant. Anyways, it's been a wonderful show. We are streaming every Tuesday night, Facebook, X, ramtv.live, sometimes TikTok. Gentlemen, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, all the big ones under fucking history. Keith, where can everybody
Keith.
find you?
Right
You're
here. I'm
new.
right here. I'm right
You're
here.
new.
Keith is on Granite State Live.
I am Granite State
Prior.
Live and a whole bunch of other stuff, but I'm not on social media because
Don't let
I
him
actually have
fucking
a job.
lie.
You're
He's
a
on
liar.
TikTok now.
Bullshit.
yeah. No,
You're on
I
TikTok.
the only thing I do is watch. I check to see what you're doing on Opus Clips. That's it.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
All right. Where can everybody find you?
At the Pretty Patriot _ TikTok, Instagram. That's all I got. That's it for now. In here
You don't have a
every
Snapchat?
Tuesday night. No, you know what? I
No
never
Etsy?
had. No.
You should
I
do
never had
something on Etsy.
Snapchat. I feel like I missed that. Why, do you have a Snapchat?
No.
Oh. All right. I missed that.
Bring more cheese next week.
I will bring more pepper jack. Absolutely.
Everybody-
Should we have a charcuterie board?
Yes. Yes.
Can we do that?
We'll
Everybody
do it.
brings a snack.
I will bring a charcuterie board.
Yes.
We're gonna hold you to it.
Little pepperoni roses.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
We'll do it.
Have a great week, everybody. Be safe. Make good decisions. Drink milk. We'll see you here next Tuesday.
Bye.